Temple. Please fill in the back. We're expecting a large crowd. Hi, welcome to Macy Temple. Please fill in the back. We're expecting a large crowd.
The back?
Yes, ma'am.
I ain't going nowhere in the back. Don't you know who I am?
No, ma'am.
I am missionary business supervisor, the second in the ecclesiastical jurisdiction of Church of God in Christ. I am the front. He said the first, the last shall be first.
There always has to be one.
Sit down.
How you doing, brother? How you doing this evening?
Well, it's nasty out there. People come to church to the service.
Hey, we got a big crowd out there. Where's Dr. King? He never late to church.
It's at the Rain Motel restaurant. You sent me to see this place.
You not gonna be there? Oh, man, brother, I know you can speak. I'm good and all that, but, man, people came out here and about this bad weather to see Dr. King. This is fun. It's in the back.
Good evening, Martin. I am sorry to disturb you. I know you wanted to rest tonight, but I'm here at Mason Temple, and people want you. Yes, sir. Thank you. Dr. King is on his way. He'll be here in about 15 minutes. We'll bring you along.
Dr. King has arrived at Mason Temple. Prayer has taken place. The scriptures have been read. We move forward in the service. The choir will sing before the introduction of the speaker.
Stand up, say for the Lord. good friend, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Born January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. Martin grew up in church. His grandfather and father were pastors in Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta. In 1948, he graduated high school at the age of 15, and then attended Morehouse College, just as his grandfather and father. Then he attended Closer Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania, with a predominantly white school. And in his senior year, he was elected class president. Then he attended Boston University for his graduate of doctorate studies. He is the pastor of Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery. He is married to Cadetta Scott King. They have 4 children: Yolanda, Martin III, Dexter, Bernice. In 1964, he became the youngest man to win the Nobel Peace Prize, and he donated his winning of $54,123. To no further notes, furtherance of the Civil Rights Movement. His civil rights achievement in 1955, he led the Montgomery bus boycott in 1957. He was one of the founders of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and served as the first president. In 1963, he led the March on Washington. Without further ado, I introduce to you Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Thank you very kindly for those words.
We move to the end of the speech. If you get a chance, please read or listen to the entire speech. He talked about death a lot that night. We will pick up the speech where Dr. King is talking about when he was stabbed in the chest by a demented black woman during his first black signing in New York City. During his recovery, he read in the New York Times that if he would have sneezed, he would have died. The x-rays revealed that the tip of the blade was on the edge of the aorta, the main artery. And once that's punctured, you draw in your own blood, and that's the end of you. And he received letters from all over the world, but one of the letters he remembers the most was from a white 9th grade student that stated, she was so happy he didn't sneeze.
And I want to say tonight, I want to say that I'm happy that I did not sneeze. Because if I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been around in 1960. When students all over the South were sitting in at lunch counters. And I knew that as they were sitting in, they were really standing up for the best in the American dream. And taking the whole nation back to those great wells of democracy, which were dug deep by the founding fathers in the Declaration of Independence and in the Constitution. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been around in 1962, when Negroes in Albany, Georgia, decided to straighten their backs up. And whenever men and women straighten their backs up, they are going somewhere. Because a man can't ride your back unless it is bent. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been around here in 1963, when the black people of Birmingham, Alabama, aroused the consciousness of this nation and brought into being the Civil Rights Bill. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have a chance later that year in August to try to tell America about a dream that I had had. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been down in Selma, Alabama, been in Memphis to see the community rally around those brothers and sisters who were suffering. I'm so happy that I did not sneeze. And they were telling me, now it doesn't matter now. It really doesn't matter what happens now. I left Atlanta this morning, and as we got on the plane, there were 6 of us. The pilot said over the public address system, "We are sorry for the delay, but we have Dr. Martin Luther King on the plane." And to be sure that all the bags were checked. And to be sure that nothing would be wrong with the plane. We had to check out everything carefully. And we've had the plane protected and guarded all night. Then I got to Memphis. And some began to say the threats. Or talk about the threats that were out. What happened to me from some of our sick white brothers. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it doesn't matter with me now. Because I've been to the mountaintop. And I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I have seen the promised land. And I may not get there with you. But I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. And I'm so happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
I've been to the mountaintop was Dr. King's last speech. The next day, April 4th, 1968, on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel, Dr. King was assassinated.